What's up, YouTube? What's up, Facebook? What's up, family? And what's up, friends? It's your boy, Lowell, and I'm back again. I got to hit y'all with another video. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. Hey, I'd like to welcome you all back to another episode of Papa Lowe's Place. Now, y'all know that Papa Lowe's Place is a place where if it's on your mind, then let's talk about it. If it's something that you're going through, let's talk about it. If it's something that gets on your very last nerves, family, I say, let's talk about it. All right? All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started with today's podcast. And in today's podcast, we have a surprise, if you will, or we have something that I think that's going to add a little flavor to the show today. First of all, I want to introduce my guest host on the show. We got Brother Jason. All right. And we got Brother Tevin.
Shout out to Columbia, the Met 803.
The 803. Come on now. All right. So, but what I'm asking these gentlemen to do today is we're going to have a blind review on a video that I saw that I think deserves some conversation. All right. And we're going to go ahead and get into it. And, you guys look at it and give your comments on what you think about this video. All right. So roll the clip.
Now with our series In Our Home, it's a look at how the American family is evolving. We put the call out for you to tell us all about your families, and this morning we want to introduce you to one of them, the Lowe family, who, like more and more American households, are living in a multi-generational home.
Welcome to our home.
Mi casa es su casa.
With 4 generations under one roof,
I'm blessed to be able to have my mom with me, my daughters with me, and my grandbabies with me. El Mundo!
The Lowe family from Grand Rapids, Michigan, is proud to be part of a growing movement. One of the nearly 18% of Americans living in a multi-generational home.
Listen, it's the time here. Between having just 2 bathrooms, it gets crazy, but we love it. Come on in.
That is Jade Lowe, the 29-year-old mom of 3.
3, 2, 1, cut.
Who made the choice to live with her 84-year-old grandmother.
The top of the pyramid, she's from Mexico, and now she lives with us.
Her mother and younger sister to prioritize stability and financial freedom.
Between my grandma, my mom, and my sister, they kind of all just help out. And the price of rent, I pay my mom a portion versus having my own mortgage.
Housing costs rising through the roof, with the average rent in the U.S. at $1,406. The median mortgage, $1,902. Jade's not alone. About 1 in 3 adults ages 18 to 34 also live at their parents' home.
It allowed me to still live my best life in my 20s. It allowed me to just be happy and not have to worry about those extra expenses. I get to keep it and I get to put it in my savings. It means everything, honestly.
For Jade, it's not only about saving money.
This is my grandma at the age of 22 with her husband.
It's also about having a built-in support system filled with love and legacy.
The knowledge that goes from generation to generation and also break down barriers to absorb, and then every generation is getting better. We just don't think about ourselves. We think about as a group, as a collective.
Jade's mom, Hema, will often pick up her grandkids from school after work.
I put my schedule around family time so that we can all kind of function.
Despite their tight bond,
Let's go
shopping!
6 women under one roof isn't always easy.
There's a lot going on in the household, and sometimes I want things my way, and then I have to think about, but maybe it's not what they would like.
I love that everyone is so different and we like kind of bring those differences together under one roof. It is crucial to unite right now. In today's climate, I think that just being under one household helps us with that. We're forced to be together. We're forced to have family dinners, which is beautiful.
At the Low House, they have found a layout that works.
This is our main level. Grandma's that way, Mom is this way. This door leads to my sister's room, so I'll open it, but we're not gonna go all the way up there. Down here, it is the bottom of our home. This is where myself and my 3 kids now live. We have our own space, our own bathroom. Love it.
Finding joy in the time they share and knowing no matter what, they'll always be there.
The foundation of the society is the family. It makes it better for the outside world.
That is a blessing to be able to still live at home with my mom, to be able to see my grandma on a day-to-day, to be able to put my kids and my grandma under one roof where they have like such a great relationship. So we blessed and highly favored. I love you, I love you.
Blessed and highly favored, and so wonderful that they opened their home and allowed us to share their story like that. And we asked Jade, we said, Jade, so how does your grandmother feel about having the great-grandchildren around? And she said it gives her grandmother a sense of purpose and also keeps her on her toes.
All right, family, you seen that, you heard that. You know, I look at this and you're talking about 17%, you know, are living like this or whatever have you. And I think about, you know, my circle. I think about people that I know. I don't know of anyone that is living in this way. Now, is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Who am I to say? But I will tell you this. I do see some issues that could arise, you know, in having a living arrangement like this. But, you know, again, I'll go ahead and reserve those comments until after I hear what Tevin and Jason have to say. Tevin, what you think?
Yeah, man, the first thing, I'm glad she said it. It really comes from the Hispanics, you know, the Mexican families. That's really, you know what I'm saying? Like I remember even being younger, like when we lived at the apartments, the people that lived next door, they playing the music, the Hispanic. We had a gang of them in there. You feel me? I mean, I worked at U.S. Waffle. You know, it's a waffle company. I'll tell you, bro, it's probably 75% Hispanic that worked there. 75, probably more. I'm probably BS. You feel me? They live together. Hey, man, they ride together, live together. You know, like, that's their thing, you know? Yeah, it might not be enough rooms to fit everybody in one room at a time, but they be happy. Man, if you go to the vape shop, I promise you go to the vape shop or the gas station, them people that's right beside, like, it might be a mobile. You go to the other one and say, hey, let's say it's an Indian dude there. The dude that lives, that works at this one, I'm sure he works at with some, you know, like, I don't see nothing wrong with it. That's what they did back in the day. You lived in the castle until somebody came and got you, and then you got your home, or you went and go conquer, you know. So I mean, yeah, it might look a little different now. Maybe, you know, back, you know, in between time, people spread out, you know, and want to do their own thing. But it's always been around. I don't know why it's in it.
It is always been around. And when it comes to something like this, I would say just on a financial standpoint, smart. Very smart. I mean, think about it. Let's just say we got 10 folks living in one place. And of those 10 folks, 5 people are working. Right? 5 people are working, and the rent on that place is let's just say $5,000.
Right.
Of course, I know that's astronomical, but I'm just using round numbers. I'm just using round numbers right now. I mean, and 5 of those people are working, and the rent on it is $5,000, and each one of those people who are working are bringing home $3,000 every pay period. Now, just think about that. That $5,000 rent spread over 5 people, that is $1,000 a piece for them 5 people. So that's $5,000, and everybody bring it. And if I'm doing some quick math right here, everybody bringing in $3,000, 5, 15. You pay $5,000. You $10,000. You pocketing $10,000. Why not?
Even this, Jason.
Yeah, I think I did my math correct on that one.
Well, even if you didn't, I get the picture.
Think about this too, Jason. You got, let's say, everybody's in that one home. That home's gonna stay you know, like it's gonna be there. You feel me? If somebody leaves, somebody passes, they're gonna take care of their home. Now, if everybody's leaving and it's left up to that one person, you know, that older woman or one person, when they pass, then it's like, well, do we get rid of the house? You know what I'm saying? Like all them people are there. That's 10, 11 people that say, hey, I grew up here. Hey, you get what I'm saying? That home might mean something. It might stay there for a while. You know how somebody be like, oh, that's old Kathy house. You know what I'm saying? Like now it becomes a neighborhood monument. You get what I'm saying? Or something, you know, people, oh man, that's the Johnsons, man. They still there. You feel me? Like that home can mean something even more outside of the family.
Okay, I gotta hit you with this one.
What you mean?
Yeah, it's not a flag on the play. It's not a flag on the play, but it's something else that I think you're alluding to.
Yeah.
What they call in the legal world called air property. Air property. You know, even though you have a bunch of people living in one house, you know, this, that, whatever. As people, you know, pass on as they tend to do, you know, who's going to live to? You know that not only is that building a place of love, home, and family, but it's also building, you know, something that can be passed down as well. Not only that, but if you actually living like that, not only does that build on love and air property and stuff like that, but that right there, believe it or not, actually starts building generational wealth.
Respect. Yeah, well said.
Maybe so.
Generational wealth. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, there are some people in there that probably, you know, there's some people in and of this world that can't, you know, that wouldn't be able to live with, you know, with their mom or daddy or grandpa. They want to have their own space, be solitude, this, that, whatever. Me being I'm kind of one of them myself. I like to have my own space. I want to be able to come home to a quiet house and do what I want to do, within the privacy of my own home. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong. When you sit here and think to yourself, okay, I want to leave generational wealth, I want to leave, a property to my kids, this, that, whatever. How can I actually do that without breaking the bank doing that? Mm-hmm. Something like this, or whatever the case may be. That is a great foundation. That is a great way to start.
Well, look, I'm just gonna say this. I'm the elephant in the room type of guy. I grew up with people telling me, especially older females, telling me that it is impossible for females to live together. It is impossible. It's like females get into this, that, other, whatever, cycles start mixing together and all of this and that. Somebody lied to me, because apparently these ladies are making it work, unless it's what is it, a type of female or whatever have you. But I was always told females cannot coincide together. As they grow up, they get older, they start clashing and things start happening.
You said something about just indoors and everything. We not going to really get into the whole deep dive science of it. This, that, whatever. I think you said something about the cycle start intertwining, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Believe that it can and it cannot be done. It can, because of the fact that if you have females who are of good maturity and who live life and experience, and they got good heads on your shoulders or whatever, I think it can be done. But if it's a bunch of females who just doing it just to do it, I don't think so. I think it's a maturity level thing. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm thinking.
What you think, Jeff?
It all goes to the person at the top. It's the grandmother. The grandmother. That's the one that sets the tone. You feel me?
True.
As the younger kids, as the grandkid, even as the child of the grandmother, you ain't trying to upset them. You feel me? They gonna be the one, hey, stop all that one, hey, it's straight.
And like I said, and I agree with that. Now, with what we just saw in the video, okay, you got 4 generations. You got a grandma, you got a grandma, you got a mom, and you got kids. Okay, cool. It started at the top. Yeah. This, that, whatever. Like you said, it sets the tone. Yeah. The behavior, everything. Okay, if you got a setup like that, okay, cool. I can see that working.
Yeah.
This, that, whatever. But if you got a bunch of females who are who are of age to get in a place together, or whatever, they 18, 19, 20, some of them maybe 17 or whatever, out on their own, responsible or whatever the case may be, just a jumble together, mm-hmm. and where they're battling. Excuse me, where they're battling school, homework, boyfriends or girlfriends. You know, gotta be PC these days. You know, got all that going on, and you know, or the shall we say the flirt of the actual group is bringing in multiple dudes or whatever. Like I said, it's a maturity level on a scale of this, where you have a family that's structured. Whether it be all females or not all females or whatever the case may be, if it's structured from the great grandmother on down, then I think it's a success. But if it's the mass jumble of people getting together and living together, who are just doing it just to get away from mom and dad and just need a place to stay, and nobody knows who nobody is, and got really they don't really know each other like that, then of course it's gonna be chaos.
Well, I got a question. You got something?
No, I'm just saying. It's just, again, even if it's 3 random females, it's just got to be, somebody's got to be the head person. Somebody's got to, like how you always say, somebody's got to be the Christian within the.
Somebody's got to be the voice of reason.
Yeah, somebody. Even if it's 3 jumping, the only way it's gonna work is they, hey girls, hey, we can't be doing that, shawty. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's got to step and say.
So you're saying they got to appoint a CEO?
It could be any one of the people be the CEO, but somebody's got to do it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's got to say, hey, ladies, I know it's just us, but one of us got to take this trash out. Exactly. One of us got to do. I don't mind it today, but we got to. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's got. If nobody says anything, nobody take charge. Then that's when all the bigger and the.
I say it's structure. It's gotta be structured. It's gotta be structured.
Hey, I definitely get that. I think that, as long as you do things in decency and order, that there's always a possibility of success. But my question is the question that I have is kind of simple. Where the dudes at, man? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so where the guys at? That's what I want to know.
Wait a minute, hold on. Are we talking about this family in the video, or are we just talking in general?
We're talking about this family in the video.
Okay,
I'm talking about where are the dudes? Is anybody dating anybody?
All right.
Is anybody dating? What happens when you start?
I don't mean to interrupt, but
come on.
There's no way telling me
that
there's great grandmother there with the picture with the husband.
Come on.
He's got to be deceased.
Come on.
He's got to be there.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? He's got to be.
Whoa.
He's got to be.
There could be some situations to this now.
Come on, Jay.
Look here, I'm playing devil's advocate here, but go ahead.
I agree with you on that because Liana that I dated, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Liana if you watch it. She stayed with her grandmother and grandfather. Her mom is divorced, you know what I'm saying? Her mom, you feel me? So it is possible that you could live with your grandparent and your mom, your sisters and stuff like that. It is possible.
Listen, man.
Hold on.
79 women in there.
Okay, let's play devil's advocate real quick. You got, like I said, again, 4 generations. You got the great grandma, you got the grandma, you got the mom, and you got the kids. Great grandma, what she say? What was she, like 80 some odd years old?
They date too.
Stand there, 80 some odd years old, correct? This, that, whatever. Okay, maybe they date too. Of course, maybe she's not, maybe she's not feeling dating, this, that, whatever. Or her spouse is deceased, or something like that. Okay, the grandma, same situation.
She date too. Go ahead.
Again, like I said, I'm not knocking that. I'm not knocking that at all. Shout out to the seasoned folk, this, that, whatever. If you up there in age, 60, 70, 80, 90 years old, and still dating, more power to you, get it done. Okay, all right. Now, again, there's, like I said, maybe, again, if for this family here, the fellas that were actually involved in this family life at one period of time is either absent, deceased, or I hate to say it, they're not interested.
Or they are honestly.
Or they're too young to do that.
Like you said, I keep it a being with you.
Yeah, keep it up. Keep it up.
I live in there. Yeah, so it's this. I do. Because look, they're going to have their own, even though it might look good on the TV or whatever, they're going to have their own. I was here with just my mom and my sister. You feel me? Like, they're going to have their own little, you're going to be like, let me get on that. So it's going to be amplified. You got the little girls. You got the teenager. She coming home, whatever. she going on prom or whatever. You got the mom. You got her mom. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Bigger
That's the
fighting.
point that I was trying to make.
As,
As a dude, man, because let me tell you something. My dad, okay, so you're talking about my dad, me, then Tevin, then Tevin's children, and then, you know what I'm saying, all of us living in the same house. Come on, man. And so then I meet a girl, and then, what am I supposed to do?
Bring him home.
You can't bring, you can't.
Hold on, wait a minute, hold on, wait. Nah.
I know in my house you can't.
Nah, wait, hold on.
Maybe in yours, but I know in my house.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Bring it to everybody. You have to bring them to the top people first. You have to bring them to the top people first. Like when I came over to Sierra,
Flag on the plane. Flag on the plane. It's like this. Okay. Now I understand exactly where you're going. This, that, and the third. You got all dudes living in the house, and you trying to bring a girl home. You can't do nothing with that. Cool. Nah, I would totally agree with you on that. Come on now, you got your dad in one room, you got your
granddaddy,
that whatever. You all in your room trying to get swerved on this, that, and the third, and here come your grandfather. Hey boy, you see my tobacco? Nah. Agree with you on that.
That's either, Jason. The conflict of interest. Let me do it to you. You bring your girl over, you go out there taking the trash. Man, you know that nigga Ted ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I said, with the women, you know, Cinderita don't be washing. You know,
Wait, hold on. Listen. Conflict of interest. Yes, you can't do nothing with that. They start talking about this, that, and the third, or whatever the case may be. But it's like this. Now, any respect. Let's do dudes. Any respectable dude trying to bring a female home or whatever the case may be. Yeah. You know, in this standard, this, that, whatever. It actually all who actually the proxy is as well. Now, if you stay in your home, stay in a home that's not yours, and you trying to bring a female home, no. Respect that person's proper house. You know, this, that, whatever, and take that somewhere else.
Yeah, I see. I understand the somebody mentioned getting your swerve on and things of that nature. I'm not even talking about that. But just bringing them there, maybe to watch TV or whatever, I would feel, you know what I'm saying, with my dad there, my granddaddy, my son there, I would feel totally uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie to you. And maybe it's a woman thing where women, they don't have that private, and I can guarantee you this, that if we polled most women would say that. And I did. This is just my opinion, so I don't want you ladies to get upset, but this is just the way I feel. I think most women would say that this is unorthodox. You know, that this is not something, this not normal. And I think they kind of said it, 17% of families are now doing this. And that's not, you know, when we think about the grand scheme of things, it's not a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? 17%. But I just think that it's amazing that all this time I've been told that women cannot, you know, coexist together like that. You know, we got all these hormones raging, and you know, we got cycles going on, and you know, we just can't do. But here they're showing us that it can be done. You know what I'm saying?
It's a maturity thing, and with this family in particular, look at the age gaps. Seriously, you got grandma, 80-something odd years old. I'm pretty sure not grandma, great grandma, 80-something odd years old. Grandma probably what? 50, 60. Mom was what? Mom was what? 29. And like I said, young. And the girls, you got a teenager what? Probably a preteen. By the looks of it, I'd say 12, 13, maybe 14. And the little ones probably don't even go above 8 or 9. So when it comes to what you're talking about as far as the cycle, this, that, whatever, you're looking at what? 2 people in the house, possibly 2 people in the house at that particular age right now to do that?
Even with the 2 particulars, what I'm saying is, like, let's say, and I date the 29-year-old lady. I'm coming in there, you know, she might be like, Tim, you want something to eat? Yeah, you know, make me a beverage or something. You know, so she go in there to grandmother. Yeah, you know, Stacy, sure. You know, last man she did. You know, like, you gonna feel uncomfortable. Like, I do get what you said, cause like, even the little kids don't know what not to say. They'll be like, you know, my mama, you don't look like the last brother she brought up. You know what I'm saying?
Let me co-sign with Tevin real quick. Let me tell you something. I love my mama to death, but if my mama would do that, my mama would definitely put you on blast. She would definitely put you on. You ain't what he usually bring in here. You know what I'm saying? Usually girls, he bring in here and have some hair to him. I mean, you know what I mean?
Don't look at me. Don't get me wrong. I probably got that problem with my family, but it's not in my own home. I got an aunt. I got a family member right now. Jason, you got a girlfriend? Well, back in the day, Jason, you got a girlfriend yet? Why we ain't meeting yet? Because I don't want you to.
I tell you
why? Because you talk too much.
No, I ain't gonna never say that to my mama.
Because that wasn't my mama, that was my aunt, this, that, the third. Did I actually say that to her? No. I mean, because of the fact that there are some families out there, this, that, whatever, will spread those seeds of discord.
Yeah. Some people don't know how.
I mean, I got a cousin right now, just got married last week. But prior to that, she had the boyfriends, this, that, whatever. But every time when I come around, or whatever the case may be, she didn't have the same boyfriend. Now, of course that tiptoes into something else, but we ain't going there right now.
Right.
But I noticed that whenever this cousin brought a potential mate around the family, and as soon as he tried to get comfortable with him, or what, something would be said by the family to where they're no longer together or something like that. But of course they're gonna spread. Of course you got them disgruntled family members that will spread the seeds of discord. That's with any family. But even still, I'm the type of person. Let me, if I'm going to bring somebody around my family or even to my home, this, that, whatever. Me and that person, we need to be solid. We need to be united.
Yeah.
All right. First of all, and then once we solid, united, blah 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 blah. Let me go over here and chisel my family real quick. Now when I say chisel, I mean like prep them, this, that, whatever.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. And here, here's the rules, here's the boundaries, this, that, and the third, blah 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 blah, yada yada yada. If you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all.
Yeah, man.
That's the main thing. You just gotta, as the person, like let's say if I'm living with a lot of dudes or whatever, I'd have to. That's what you gotta do is prep them. Hey, look, son, you come here. They gonna be all about. They gonna ask you some questions.
Yes.
They probably gonna be, you feel me? If it gets you uncomfortable, you let me know. You know what I'm saying?
Going back to the dudes, this, that, and the third. We dudes, we got 5-6 dudes living here. This, that, whatever. All of us in here are pretty much bachelors. So I mean, and Charlie, don't get me wrong. This, that, and the third. You looking kind of good right now. This, that, whatever. Hey, gotta prep them.
Wear that. Yeah.
Listen, y'all. Listen.
Excuse me.
I had an aunt, my aunt recently, she passed away. But one thing about my aunt, she was at that age where she could say whatever she wanted to say without any type of, she had no empathy, no feelings or nothing, you know what I'm saying? So, again, one day I'm going to be at that age. Hopefully if God allowed me to continue living, I'm going to be at that age. So if we were all living in there, sure, we might come up with some sort of, contract or whatever have you that you don't tell when you bring on your or whatever. But I mean, I'm old. So I mean, when you bring them around, you get what you get.
That's what you tell your mate.
Yeah, so you tell your mate. Okay, yeah.
My pops probably gonna say whatever, you know what I'm saying, that he gonna say, you know what I mean? That's just how he is, you feel me?
So you gonna just look.
He gonna say. He gonna ask me about the situation.
Yeah, so
whatever comes to me, that's what he's gonna say. You feel me? So that's it. But all I'm saying is the women though. You can't. There's no way you're living there. There's no way. Like, cause
you're referring to a house full of women you don't do.
If the 29-year-old was like, Tevin, you can move it. Nah. You know what I'm saying? Cause I gotta hear your rules. Then really your rules don't really mean anything, because really it's the great grandmother and the grandmother. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's so much. they'll be getting on me more than anybody else.
Yeah, like
You feel me?
that's what I'm asking. You said you got how many people was it?
3.
3? No, 6 people. Was it 5?
It was 6. It was 6. It was great grandmother, grandmother, daughter, and then her 3 kids. Yeah,
3 kids. You guys, you like I said, you got 6 women living in one house. Let me stop.
Broadcasting Miss Vaughn. Let me call you back.
Hold on. Let me stop.
I'm gonna call you right back. Yeah, no, I'm broadcasting with my dad.
Facebook, YouTube, family, friends. I know how this conversation seems like it's going, but I promise you, we are not downing females or being sexist or anything else. We are just stating and having a conversation.
Having a conversation.
We're just having a conversation.
That's
Shout out to Florida. Whatever. I just want to say that just because again we living in that cancel culture.
All right. Well, listen here. This is Papa Lowe's place where if it's on your mind, then let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I've already prefaced that in the beginning, and I'll preface it again. That if it's on your mind, let's talk about it. We don't mean to it. We don't intend to offend or anything like that. What we're trying to do is just have a conversation, just see where you are, where we are, and just meet somewhere in between. I think my big question is, you look at the lady, and I don't remember the name, so please forgive me. But the lady with the silver hair, she still looks like she can date. She looks like a very, very nice lady. Would you say very nice lady? Yeah. So what happens when, Papa Lowe, not Papa Lowe, I'm with Mama Jessie. But what happens when someone that's like Papa Lowe's age decides to say, you know something, this is somebody I'd like to be with, Or, of course, the younger one with the curly hair, she's dateable. I mean, what happens? You know what I'm saying? What do you do? Okay, do you just say, well, like Tevin said, do you move in? Do they invite you to move in? Or, which would really throw a monkey wrench in the system, is that, okay, I'm going to get us a house, for us to move and start our own family. What do you do?
I think it's all on who's that person that's bringing them in. Are you saying, okay, look, like let's say if you're the great-grandmother, if I bring someone in, I go to the kids and be like, hey, now this is so-and-so. You listen to him. It's how you present it to the rest of the group. You listen to him just like, but you let him know too, hey, man, don't be just taking abuse of the power.
No, but that's not what I'm talking about, though, Ted. I'm talking about, like, okay.
Bringing somebody in, right?
Bringing them in.
Yeah.
But I want to get our own.
But you already taught that. You say, hey, this is my family. Like, I ain't gonna step, like a lot of those people that live in like those families like that. Like I use Liana for example, you feel me? It's my family. I can't just leave, we might get our own, but I'm still this is my family. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still gonna go check. I'm still gonna be there. I'm gonna make sure my grandma, we're gonna have dinner. We're gonna have our, even if we get on place, cool. This gonna be place number 1 though still. Cause I'm still, you know what I mean? Like, that's just.
Lord, are you talking about you coming in and you talking about taking her away from that situation, or you coming into that situation?
Jason, you know the Bible. You know the Bible better than I do. The Bible says that, the husband and the wife shall become as one, right? So, I mean, not 75, not 9, 6, 23, whatever have you. They shall become as one. The two shall become as one. So, when I say, well, you know what? And again, I guess it's a conversation like Tevin said. I guess you got to have that conversation. But when you come there and you say, hey, you know what? I don't know what her name was, Miss Sonia, I would like to marry you or whatever have you. I'm speaking for me. I'm speaking for me. I can't speak for nobody else. I would have never had an idea of staying there. That would never even enter my thought. Yeah. My thought is me and her need to start our family together.
Then that's a conversation that she and her family need to have.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, you and her gonna have that conversation outside the house, but when it comes to her going back where she's staying at now, that's a conversation that she and her family need to have.
Yeah, you're gonna have to, but still, even with that, it's gonna be almost impossible to get that person to not want to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up here, my mom's here, my great grandmother's here. Like, it's gonna be impossible to just say, all right, let's go to.
Here's not the end all be all, but here's a workaround about that. The the silver-haired lady, the grandma, right?
Yeah.
Grandma will have to have a conversation with the daughter, with the mom, with the kids, this, that, whatever. Hey, this is what I got going on. What are your thoughts about it? Of course you're gonna have some yay, nay, whatever. Okay, let's come to a compromise. We come to a compromise. Okay, cool. Now when the other the guy that's coming in to marry this person, okay, let's go over here, do what we need to do, start our family, blah 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 blah. Now let's start our family, get it going, what have you. Now understand that you have ties to your family here at this home, and you have now have ties to your family here at this home. Again, let's come together, have a conversation or whatever the case may be, and let's see how we can accommodate everybody's wants and desires. Now, case in point, I don't remember the actual name of the actual family, but I have seen videos, Instagram videos, Facebook videos, where this whole family, I think I want to say it's 5 generations, I think. I'm not sure, or however many. Anyway, do they all live in the same house? No, but they also live on the same land.
Yeah,
they have a family house now.
Yeah, now that's totally different.
Stuff like that.
They live in the same house? No, they live in the same land. They got like maybe 3 or 4 houses. The grandma and grandpa live here. The one son live here, another son live here, a daughter live here, another daughter live here, this, that, whatever, and they communicate through using CB radios, this, that, and the third. Do they all live on top of each other? No. But they don't live in one house, they live on the same land. I'm sorry, what's
No, I have to laugh when you said they communicate by CB radio, but
I've seen it.
Yeah,
ain't no more. It's cold. Come on.
What's the matter with communicating by cell phone?
No, it's just they just on the same land, and if I remember correctly, this plot of land where they actually live at is probably in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So 9 times out of 10, cell phone service is probably kind of iffy out there.
And if you want to build that generational wealth, that's
That's air property too.
Like even if you come in there as the dude and you thinking of like taking her away from that, you also have to look at the whole thing. Like not try to be selfish, like man, money, but just think about like, wait a second, you know what I'm saying? They living good right now, decent. If we just get a place that's on the land, they still be decent. I can save some money. Who knows? The grandmother might be like, baby, I give you this piece of the land. You know what I'm saying? You don't know.
I mean, it ain't even got to be. It ain't even got to be the same piece of land. This, that, whatever. Let's go to it. Let's see if we can find a street like 4, 5 houses down and buy it up.
Yeah.
Hey, see, that means I can tell my child, hey, yo, go to your grandma's house and get me a bag of sugar. Yeah.
It's all family. It's all family.
Exactly.
Keep her happy. You're still happy. You got your own place. And
you still got your privacy.
You still got to, as long as you're communicating with them, because they're not going to want to. If they live in California, they're not going to be willing to move to New York.
No.
Like, man, can we at least 30-minute drive, 20 something? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, of course, visit California, New York. Okay, we visit this, that, whatever. We're not. All of us are not going to pick up states and move. Now. If we actually did that, it's got to be a pretty good reason that we do it.
Yeah, right.
A good reason.
Okay. The thing that I guess that's a conversation that needs to be had. Whether you guys are going to, move. And again, when it comes to having multiple houses at an area, I get that. What's that? The sister wives, man. Sister wives. I guess the sister wives, man. He had he married like 4, 5 different ladies.
It was all in the same cul-de-sac, what?
Yeah, they all stayed right there, right next to each other, and so which was weird. But even in that particular case, I get that. That you got different houses in the same area, because one of my dreams, and then I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. Going kind of long, but one of my dreams was to be able to buy some land. If you over here, Crystal over here, Joseph over here, and me and Mama over here, and you know what? I mean, anything that's needed, we all just take care of each other. We, if we need protection, we right there to protect one another. That to me, that's what that's what life is about for me. Just being able to, you know what I'm saying? If I needed something from Tevin right there. Need something from Crystal, she right there. Joseph is right there. When Maya decided she gonna get big and she gonna get married or whatever have you, you don't move away from the compound. You stay right. I'm saying, this the Yarborough compound. You don't move away from the compound. You let your husband know that we got a little plot for him too. You know what I'm saying? And if he say no, you let him know that we got another type of plot for him.
Nah. Erase, boys. Got to erase now.
Nah, I'm just messing around. But hey, y'all get the idea. Hey, we're going to go ahead and close this out. But I want y'all to know that, you know, even though we had a good time here today with laughing and joking and just going through different types of scenarios, we enjoyed ourselves. But we did raise a good question in regards to this family. You know, how do they move from this moment forward? You know, and put in the comments below. Would this work for you? Is this something that you can see yourself actually doing? I know for me as a guy, I could not do it. I'm sorry, I could not do it because I value my privacy. I value being able to move like I want to move. And in this scenario, I don't think that I can move the way that I want to. You know, when I get out the shower and I got on my BVDs or my what you call them, Fruit of the Looms or whatever have you, I just want to walk around and walk like I want to walk. Beat my chest and, you know, with my wife beater on and just be like I want to be.
I think that's with anybody though.
Huh?
I think that's with anybody though.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you know, the privacy thing, this, that, and the third. I think that's with anybody. I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Want to be able to do what they want to do when they want to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in my house now. Then I'm close this out. In my house now, I mean, I love to watch TV with my sound surround stereo on. Jessie is not so much sound surround, so she hear my sound surround. Can you turn that down, please? Now, I know she gonna hear this, so y'all protect me now.
Nah, I'm on your own on that one.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? And that's only with two people. You know what I'm saying? That's with two people, and that's an issue. I may like to sleep with the lights on. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe she might like to sleep with the lights on. Big one, the fan. She's a fan at night type of person. I don't get down with the fan at night, sleeping with the fan on.
Shout out to Jessie on that one.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So again, you know, you move in with 5-6 people, there's gonna be some issues. So tell us what you guys think. Is this something that you can do? Is this a little bit far-fetched? Love to hear what you guys have to say. Like, comment, and share this video if you care. Also subscribe if you feel the need to do so. We would love to have you as a member of the Papa Lowe's family. All right, we're gonna ask Tevin if he would go ahead and close us out. Tev, what you got?
I would say this, man. You could do anything with respect. I feel like even in this family situation, if I'm dating the grandmother or something like that, if I got the respect of the household and even of the grandmother, I can do that now. I can't walk around in my underwear because that wouldn't be respectful for them. But I can have time to have my music, you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Whatever you do, if you have the respect, you have to say so, you know what I'm saying? You ask and you get the right information, I don't see nothing wrong with it. So, but that's the main thing. Make sure you get, you know, the respect first, you feel me?
Okay, all right. Well, y'all heard what Tevin had to say. Brother Jason, you got the final closing words real quick?
All I got to do is say this. Again, take care of yourself and take care of each other. Respect.
All right. We love you guys.